Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Oh. Okay, okay. This is okay. This is what this game I'm streaming is called Nostalgic Train. As you can see, it's a I think it's made by Japanese devs. It's definitely takes place in Japan. Uh, from the description, it's like the game describes itself as a walking simulator. They themselves describe that. So I usually won't use that word because I don't really like it. But it is what it. You know, it's up to the devs. I don't. I don't mind. I think it's already English, right? Or what? Oh no. Okay. So wait a minute. Move around, jump. Jump is square? No? What? Can I change that? Come on, it's always gonna be cross or X or whatever. Crouch is L2, run the search mode, change viewpoint on train. Okay, okay, I'm ready, I'm ready. Story mode. I'm floating within an eternal wrapping of darkness. This wall of obsidian black is as heavy as the thousand depths, burdened by a clinging viscosity. It presses down endlessly, a freezing cold trying to crush my skin, my fingers, inside of my eyes, my everything. And yet I must, and yet still I must reach up towards the heavens. I must escape from this prison into which I have been cast. Okay, but how? I don't know. It starts very poetic start. It feels like I'm down in a deep slumber. My consciousness seems to be blending into this infinite vista of light. My entire body feels faintly warm. Is this going to be it for me? Is this my eternity? I realize the sound now, reaching, stretching deep inside my ears, the sound of cicadas. To start with, it's only faint and distant. It swells like a wave, rushing toward the crescendo before slipping away again. A little longer, it becomes clearer, more pronounced. An image swells up in my mind of trees filled with cicadas, each one desperately chirping away their brief slice of summer. In the same moment, warm and humid air breathes my entire body. It isn't unpleasant. It feels clingy, sticky, like being enveloped in the syrup. Such a warm and pleasant feeling. The light around me is so brilliant, I can't even open my eyes. Soon, however, I notice dim patches, like clouds amidst the brilliance. They dampen the light down. I raise my hand to try and block out the sun. This seems to make my surroundings easier to see. I also become more prescient of my body. I have hands. I have eyes. I have a body. Of course I do. And yet, it still feels like some big revelation. I start to move my arms, bend my fingers, confirm my body. The brilliant white all around me gradually calms down. As it does so, my awareness of self and my surroundings sharpens. Gradually, gradually, I find focus. Yes, I'm sitting down. Sitting on a hard wooden bench. A vivid orange color started to spread before my eyes. Above that brilliant strip, there's a dazzling blue sky, a summer sky spreading as far as the eye can see. I fixed my gaze intently on the clouds suspended deliciously against that blue. Then I realized that I'm sitting beneath some kind of roof. I slowly take a moment to look around. I'm still surrounded by the ongoing cacophony of cicadas. The dusty smell fills my nostrils, the odor of old wooden buildings. I know what place this is. An old train station. There's even a train stop at the platform. I can't see any people. I can't hear any talking. There's no wind, and it's like the clouds that are around me. It's been in place. The inside of my head started to throb. If this is a station, was I headed somewhere? If the train is here, maybe that means I just arrived? I regain all my faculties at last. My surroundings come into a complete clarity. It might have just stopped raining because I see vapor rising from the puddles on the ground. What was I doing here? I really have no idea. I try to remember, to think back, but all I can see is the white-filled road from before. What happened to me? Why did I suddenly wake up here in off places? I look at my hand again, still closed, puzzled, wondering if I have any possessions with me. No, I don't feel anything. My name? Nothing. I don't even know that. My playmates, the girls I grew up in, nothing comes back. I look down at the poor white one-piece dress I'm wearing. A breeze suddenly blows past me, the air becoming alive. The straw hat on my head is almost blown away when I hold it down with one hand. Just like the sound of cicadas slowly works its way into my body. Now something else is slowly filling my body. A clinging sense of dread. I don't know where I live, who I am, even my name. What should I do now? There has to be something. I woke up here, which means I must know this place. I need to look around and try to find a clue, a hint, a fragment of anything to jog my memory. If I find people, if I talk to them, I'm sure to find someone who knows me. Something has happened to me, and my body, my memory has become muddled. That's all. I start by looking around the station. Having made the decision, I slowly stand up. Closer to... Okay. Wow, this game looks good. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stand around in places and also look for pictures and such. I take pictures. I don't have any recollection of the name Natsugiri. Why did I wake up here? What made me pass out? Hold on. Oh, okay. I pressed R2 and that's what happened. Okay. I wish I understand kanji because I don't know what kanji or what. I think this is what do you call it? The katakana, I think. Yeah, it is the middle seems like katakana. Uh, I assume that there is a schedule or something. Hello. Oh, what is this? A small stuff room for a small station. It looks like someone was working here recently, but I can't see anyone now. Trains probably only depart infrequently in such a small station. When there's stuff around break, maybe they'll go away somewhere. Okay. Wow, look at this. This cup is so small. How much? Like, what is that? Like 50 milliliters or something? Okay, okay. Hmm. There's a public restroom there. No one appears to be using it. I don't need to either. Okay, invisible walls. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's funny because, wait, it's like already. How far do these tracks lead? I don't know. I better not go down to the tracks. Okay. Wait, so. Yeah, it's like. What? I can't even pause the game right now. It's a. Why? The train's door wide open, but there's no sound of the driver, conductor, or any passengers. It's completely quiet. A stumbling metal giant. Maybe it will get underway soon? Okay. Stations always have a notice board right outside them. Okay, this is the map. Okay, look for a map. Yeah, the graphics actually looks like pretty good, man. Like, it's, like, look at this. She suppose. Okay. This is it. Welcome to Natsugiri town. There's a brief description of the town on a map. A quiet mountain stream, a soothing beach, historical shrine, a spread of nostalgic countryside scenery. There's more stuff about some old mysterious legends, but overall it seems like a pretty unremarkable countryside town. Okay, mysterious legends. Is this really where I'm from? I hope I can meet someone I know. I look around, but there's no signs of cars or people. What? There's a car right behind you, man. Come on. Ah, I turn around and notice something promising. There's a shabby old bookstore across the road. The door appears to be open. There might be someone inside. I should go over and take a look. Okay. I think this is it, right? It looks like a bookstore. Yeah. Hello? I called out my names. I called a number of times, projecting my voice to the back of the store. No matter how number of times I've called, I get no sense that anyone is actually here. But no, that's not quite right. The old books are piled haphazardly in shelves and in the cardboard boxes. The slightest tremble could set an avalanche of paper. The fan isn't turned on, but there's not much dust. There's hand towel the owner was probably using, and the calendar was ripped off recently. It's like someone might appear any moment, like they could already be standing here. But I still don't hear any voices. It's like everyone just evacuated into thin air. The only sound ringing out is my footsteps. I narrow my eyes to take in the interior and strain my ears to hear. Okay, I'm tired of speaking. There's photos here for things like Natsugiri, floating lanterns events. Maybe the folks are getting ready for that. A book catches my eye and dip into the pages. I almost expect the owner to nonchalantly show up. I can beat the anxiety. I take a moment to keep the tears from spilling from my eyes. Oh, a feature article called Spirited Away Natsugiri. Okay. It's weird because the weather, like, it's weird because the weather is like, it keeps transitioning between foggy and clear as day, but there's like, I don't know. The magazine seems to handle mysterious happenings and strange legends from around the world. Someone must have picked it up because article about a hometown eventually leading to this graveyard for print. At glance, Natsugiri seems like any normal countryside town, but dig a little deeper to find persistent legends of people suddenly vanishing. The legends of the vanishings date back to when the village soldiers first settled here during the Genpei period. Hmm. People say they were taken by bandits, but what they really whisper about, what they really think is that the mystery powers pressing this place of the blame. Even today, parents still tell their children that they need to behave or they might be straight away. You and we all alone? Eh? Do you? What's more interesting is that if the one person vanished gets lucky, they actually can come back. There's a record of this event from the start of Meiji period, okay? Of course, there's no way to confirm the truth with today. The record states that the traveler was suddenly enveloped in a bright white of light, then awoke. His memory is gone in this village, with no one else here. Ah, right, that's me. There were fires in the fire pits and tools out in the fields, but he was unable to see a single soul. He desperately searched for the village for any clues to get back to the real world. This, really, this is purely conjecture on my dear part, but it sounds like these vanishings involve an overlapping parallel dimension. Okay. The traveler desperately searched for a way back. After searching the entire village, he happened to notice a faintly shining object. Something down on the ground was glowing like a ball of light. He gingerly reached out for it. He saw glimpses of someone in the real world. Memories and feelings connected to a person flowed into him. He said this spot is pretty fake, but he said touching something allows some kind of message to be transmitted to the real world, triggering someone on that side to also remember the person was vanished. The truly fascinating thing is that just as the one who vanishes lost his memory, the people in the real world will also start to rapidly lose their memories of the person who has vanished. So it was through the use of an item, some media that connected the two worlds that they remembered each other. Like he had never vanished at all. The world just blinked around him, and before he knew it, he was standing on a hill by the river, right around where Nasagiri Elementary School now stands. And that's where the records end. After the account from the principal, the author gives his own theories. This is a selection of illustration and photos. A chill starts on my entire body, my legs are trembling, preventing me from moving. When I started reading, I thought the people were vanished, but it now seems like I'm the one who has been whisked away from my original world. This seems too similar to be coincidence. Is such a thing really possible? It could be some elaborate, well put together prank. That still sounds more likely to me. I feel sweat and on my back. I blink my eyes over and over to see that it makes a difference. I take my cheek and arm and pinch them hard. Not only do I fail to awaken, but the pain in my cheek and my fingers. All of these things only heighten the feeling of my reality. The person from the past is this article made it back. That means I still have a chance. But, however, there might be also people who have been completely forgotten and vanished forever. Could I meet people like that in this world? Or have been cast to my own solitary world, with no one else here at all? Am I fated to vanish without any idea who I am? With everyone who knows me also forgetting my existence? Gripped by that fear, I vowed to somehow get back. The traveler returned to the idea around the grounds of the elementary school. If I go over there, I might find further clues. Then I recalled the map on the station. Notice both, the school should be up the hill after turning right from leaving the bookstore. Okay, I should head to that direction while keeping an eye on all around me. Those white sparkles that I've been seeing suggest a link between this world and the one I left behind. They also seem to be the only clues I'm going to get at the moment. I need to head to the school. There's a phone box here. I tried to receive it, but it doesn't seem to be connected. It looks like a confectioner. I should be hearing the details of several children. Yeah. There's no one in the police box either. Maybe just out on patrol. Maybe. So I need to head right to the up the hill, right? So yeah, another thing that I noticed is that those white things seem to be disappear. Oh, see? They reappear again. I don't know why. Is that a bug? I don't know. It looks like a general store. Okay. Coffee. My favorite place. It says coffee only below the name. I can't see any customers and I can't smell any coffee either. Look at this car. It's so cute. Okay. Okay, I can. This is running. This is walking. This is running. It's like, it's definitely faster, but I don't know. I just want to walk around, you know. This is the elevator school. I can see a light from the direction of the school itself. I should have also. I can see strange light in the school grounds. I don't know where the light is. Is that it? Oh, there it is. I reach out for a life preserver, half buried, half hidden in the school grass. Maybe a child playing down the riverbed forgot to take it home. It's semi-deflated and normally would be easily overlooked. But it's also glowing with a mysterious light. My fingers touch it. The instant they do so, a wave of white light rushes for my entire body. I hear people talking. Is this the other world I'm seeing? A scene from the real world? It doesn't feel real to me though. I reach out to my arms, but there's no reaction. Scenery, smells, sounds, and memories of people, everything is flowing to me from the life preserver in my hands. The sound of the river is flashing loudly. Just a moment ago, the river was flowing peacefully alongside the school grounds. Now the water changes to a mud mixed brown and sweeps by in a viscous torrent. The air is thick with the smell of moisture. The sky is covered by rolling black clouds. There's almost no rain actually falling, but the ground is literally more than a mudslide. It seems that heavy rain causes the river to rapidly rise. Help! I heard the cry. So faint. Upriver, close to the base of the house, I see a small black head bobbing up and down. The child can have long left, being swept along at incredible speed. In the next instant, I looked at myself, I heard small footfalls, desperately flashing towards me through the mud. A boy who happened to be in the school grounds has noticed a minute tragedy and comes running over. He fixes his eyes on the drowning child, but for a few moments more, the child does nothing, seemingly frozen in place. I can see his legs and lips trembling ever so slightly. His eyes are wide open, but he doesn't know what to do, and is unable to do anything other than watch the child drown. The muddy river is no place for the child as well. It won't make a difference if he does jump in. The child shakes his head a few times, trying to push down his fear. Then he looks around. He finds a life preserver at one side of the school grounds, maybe forgotten by someone. It's the same object that I'm holding. What I'm seeing here is the memory of this world as it relates to this life preserver. The child thinks, but then he makes the decision to dash forward. He slips down the bank towards the river. Even if he can swim, even without that mud, that preserver should keep him from drowning. That should allow him to save the child. Maybe that's what he's thinking. He slashes down the riverbank and leaps to the brown water. But the volume of water is just great. Its surface too roiling. Both children are tossed like dry leaves. They bob up and sink down again. It only takes moments for them to be swept away downstream. If there is the ocean, there's surely no hope for them to be safe. At the bridge downstream, others have noticed drowning children and are stirring commotion. It starts with a woman on the bridge as she sends up a cry. She might be the mother of the first of the drowning children. She calls her name over and over, clutching over the white clutching of the hand. Then I see a second adult rushing over the bridge. He has a hat and a nightstick, allowing him to identify as a policeman. He gives his head to the woman, then jumps over to the bridge, railing into the water. He begins the same bobbing and sinking. And for a moment, I think the mudslide will take him too, but doesn't let his wet, clinging cloth hold him back. While struggling to the current, he makes progress to the children. The moment they have grabbed the children and then starts swimming towards the bank. It all happened so quickly. I search desperately for the other boy who jumped in. Even with the life preserver, we are completely unable to assert any control. Just when he thinks he's in the clear, his body smashes to a rock, and his head takes a hard knock. The life preserver slips completely off his body and he vanishes to the torrent of mud. Oh my god. All of this happens at the same moment. The policeman reaches the bank with the first child. All the attention of the adults is fixed on that boy, the first one who fell in the water. Everyone else over him. I search again for the boy who was still in the water, hoping for him to rise up again. By now we were well past the collocation of the policeman. Please wash out to the sea without anyone or anything. Oh wow! Is that the? I guess you can say that's also a vanishing, right? But yeah, that's oh man, this got dark, man. I'm having chills right now, man. The night falls without anyone realizing the second boy jumped to the river, without realizing he fell in the tent. It takes more than half a day for adults to realize another child is missing. No one saw him drown after all. The morning light beautifully illuminates the village, and the people start to murmur about another vanishing. When his cold body is finally discovered, washed up on the beach. Oh, that's too much. I find myself looking at the same quiet river that was originally here. I'm back in my empty, private world. Everything is just a memory. I can't see anyone in this world, but I can witness scenes from my original world. I've looked intently at the left server. The article said about something which connects two worlds is the key returning home. This could be such a link, but it's also the reason why a terrible thing happened to this boy. Even if he hadn't jumped in, the boy would have been safe. I wonder if I can stop the boy from acting and still prevent this tragedy from ever occurring. By, for example, hiding this life preserver. Hmm, I hear a sound mixing with the wind and the river. Something I haven't heard until now, a man-made noise. The sound of a railway crossing. Hmm, okay. Huh. I hope someone might be here so that I might return to my own world. There's still no staff and no people waiting for the train, but the crossing continues to chime, and the doors to the train stand open. Okay, let's go in. With the left receiver in my hand, I board the door. I board the train as still inevitably stuck inside. Wow. Like riding a train in a game is like not special, right? But it's so I don't know. It is still different somehow. Like it's just like oh. Oh, it's so dark. I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh no, like why is so bright? Ah, wait. What? Wait, it's just a loop. Okay. Is there anything different? I wonder what kind of strange development is this without anyone else showing their face. The train lights up like magic, then returned to the same station from which it departed. There still isn't anyone here. I hear waves in the distance, the unchanging chorus of cicadas. I suddenly feel pain in my fingers. I'm gripping the left preserver so hard that my hands feel cold. I look around. Everything is still so quiet, but there's something I can't exactly explain that also feels different. Is this the same world as before? It's almost like the train has taken me to a new one. Identical, but also different in some far way. I'm drawn towards the train and out of the train and back towards the school. Like this piano music makes everything so mellow. Like I can. It's hard. It's kind of hard, man. I stand in the same spot, and the scene from the real world flow into me once again. The river becomes a rolling tunnel once again. The drowning child feels called, cries out for help. The second child arrives. I'm sure what to do. Everything is the same as my first time. He collects himself, looking for anything he might use, but this time he doesn't find it. Okay. Taking with me on the train, I made it vanish. The boy shouting help me reaches the boy on the bank. That's clearly a fine and struggle instead of a small body. But without the life preserver to bolster his courage, he is unable to do anything. He covers his ear with both hands and crouches down on the spot, closing his eyes slightly and looking downward. It's almost as if faced with the world with this a child is drowning in front of his eyes. He wishes to be able to be vanished from it, escape from his inability to do anything. A moment later, however, the dogs downriver take up the same shouting. Things after that were the same as before. I breathe a sigh of relief. It looks like no one got hurt this time. Then I look at the second boy, his heart about to be crushed, as he desperately tries to escape this world. You've been saved too, I want to tell him. There's nothing for you to worry about now. The boy still doesn't move. Before too long, others arrive in the school grounds. They shout in panic, asking where the drowning child is. Once they can see downriver, they realize the policeman has already completed the rescue and relaxed. Then they notice the boy, covering his tears and crouching on the ground. The boy adults look at each other and they move towards him, puzzlement on their faces. Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? The other adults start to take up the same accusatory tone. Were you just watching us as a kid drowned? Is that it? The other adults also saw surround the second boy and berate him. You could at least start shouting. You're lucky that the policeman noticed and was able to save him. If it had taken any longer, the poor boy would have been swept out to the sea. The others take up the same chant, bullying the boy. He wasn't able to do anything. It's close for them to demand such a decision under the intense circumstances. Yeah, like wow, what a bunch of assholes. Seriously. Not to mention, in the other world I said before, he did try to save his boy, and he's drowned. I get angry at this attitude from the adults. Masaka is the son of the president of the big development store chain. If something happens to him, it will be terrible for all of us. Like, something already happened to him, man. What are you talking about? Hey, enough this. If you don't pitch, you will not this title for sure. Ah, Man, that disgusts me. What disgusting. Ugh. The girls dismiss the second boy for now and move quickly away. It seems the boy in the river is something of a big deal one here. Even so, the attitude of those adults is terrible. I look at him intently, still sitting with anger myself. He still has his head covered for his part, looking downward. The child slowly fades from view. Then I start to hear the voice of a large number of students. The sky is now blue and clear. The children are sitting on the dry ground, all lined up, listening to the principal talk. For a moment, I think maybe my finishing is ended, and I turn to the wall, but that isn't the case. Scenes from the real world are just falling to me once again. I try to touch the children, but I can't. He's watching the same as the photo of the man I saw in the magazine article about the disappearances. I'm seeing him from a time when he was still the actual principal. It seems like connection with all sorts of time periods from not so good past is flowing to me. The principal starts talking towards the child standing at his side. I thought that the experience might rattle him, but he actually looks pretty pleased with himself. Morning assemblies like this are probably pretty boring, but after the excitement, everyone's paying close attention to what's being said. He explains how dangerous the revolution is to all, and he praises the bravery of the policemen. He comments on how important the lives of each and every child are. He finally emphasizes that if any of them were to see someone drowning, they should immediately start shouting and get some help from some adults. Masaki also looks face to face, nodding as he does so. Then I notice one boy sitting at the back. That's the boy from the riverbank. He's the one who suffered the most. The morning assembly ends, and just a short break before lessons, then everyone runs over to surround Masaki and starts asking questions. Masaki seems pretty full of himself. He boasts about returning alive, completely ignoring the fact that he was weeping like a baby when the policeman saved him. I'm getting a feeling for the state of the relationship at school. This Masaki kid is the child of the local celebrity. Even he is actually a bit of coward and crybaby, this is a small countryside town. That attitude is causing him to lose sight of himself. Even if the kids around him have started to see what's happening, their parents will probably told them to not be rude to him. Then I turn to my attention to the second boy. The other students are still milling around Masaki. I know how there was at least one coward who watched the whole thing without calling for help. The boy in question stands up, saying nothing to anyone, as though he can hear any chatter around him. Then he stands at the spot where he saw Masaki in the river. The life reservoir is there, returned by me. He looks at it with another expression, then suddenly grabs it with both hands and picks it up. Perhaps a powerful feeling that he can express in words is rushing up inside him. He gives a shout and throws the life reservoir to the river. As the few people nearby look around, but most of them are heading on their way back to school. The life reservoir is caught by the wind and doesn't even reach the river. There are tears pouring from the eyes of the boy. One kind-looking girl notices him and moves over, but he quickly drops her off. Every part of his body, every mannerism shouts, "Leave me alone." At that point, the memories of the real world fade away again, and I'm left in the same empty obscurity. I look down at the life reservoir, guilty, half buried in the river. I wait for a while, but there's no new streams or visions come to me. I want to pick it up again. I need to get to the riverbed. I pick up the life preserver again. I spirited the life preserver away for a start. That saved the boy was going to drown. That had to be a good thing. Of course, the boy was safe. Had no idea of the tragedy he had survived. It seems like a fact that I used the object to influence the real world, but my hopes of returning home is not fulfilled. Is this the way to get back to reality? There was a strange light that appeared from the life preserver in the train. Even in that world, some kind of mysterious power feels like it's been guiding me. The results may have not been perfect, but I still have a boy's life. That must have come to something. Something is connecting me to the real world. I have no idea who wants this or why. Why someone might want to show me these memory fragments. The article said that the traveler returned when someone in the real world remembered them. So maybe we need to find connections and find a moment where our memories overlap. Then I sense another light off in the distance. Something is shining on the other side of the river. Maybe next item will be the one to connect my memories with those from home. With that hope in my heart, I head out again. Wow, so much dialogue. I reflect that sometimes it might be worse to be forgotten than to forget something yourself, especially if the entire world is the one who is forgetting. Hmm, okay. Like just walking around this place is so relaxing, right? But the story itself is kinda scary. I'm taking so many screenshots right now. And who can blame me? It's so beautiful. I think it's like somewhere here, right? Yeah, it's somewhere there. Yeah, there it is. A white blob of something is bobbing within the stones and of the gently flowing river. I crouch down and pick it up. I made the wall somewhere else. Paper dumped by the cold water sticks to my fingers. The part I can read looks like a plane ticket. The destination is somewhere overseas. So why is the ticket an expensive and important item drowned in a river? In the same moment, I'm surrounded by the white light again. I'm inside our house with majestic beams across the ceiling. Slap! As the clown of a hand on the cheek peels out. That's it, I'm finished with you. The young girl who looks in the teens is pressing her hand to her cheek and glaring at an elderly man. At the side, there's a young man sitting in a seat. I never allow this. Hearing the commotion, the neighbors have begun to start together. Hey, what's going on here? Hitting the door. Have you finally lost it, old timer? They come to the house with mud from the fields still on their shoes. Yukiko, are you okay? But luckily her father doesn't think that's strong. She stands up and goes over to grab her bag from the corner of the room. I'm never coming back here again. This is the last time we'll see each other. With the sound of the door slamming closed, my awareness returns to my body. Okay. I cling to this wet paper, but nothing else comes to me. I look around. This ticket was washed down the river. That means he had come up from the river. There's a spot there you can look down the waterfall, up the steps in front of me. Maybe you started from there. I need to take a look. There's more paper here. Let's pick it up. It's not a piece of plain ticket. That's not all. There are other scraps of paper here. It takes me a moment to work out what I'm looking at. This time it's just the father from before. He has a ticket and the pencil drawing in his hand. The picture is a young, beautiful woman. She looks like a girl from the previous vision, but perhaps a little older. Her sister or her mother. The man looks at it intently, and he scrunches it up. He rips him up with both hands and throws the scraps towards the waterfall. He stands there a while longer, as though in a daze. He finally looks up and heads off back towards the house, his feet dragging behind him. I should follow after him. He heads off straight down the path. I think this is the path he meant, right? Okay. I'm not wrong, right? Is this it? I hope I'm right. But oh wow. Hmm. So he said that I should follow the old person, but Where is the white light? Where is the white light? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I have to say that I like the story, but the way it is being told is very not creative, I guess. Like, come on, man. Oh, okay. I took the wrong path. Okay, my fault. Oh, I see the back of the man watching. I see the back of the man again. He continues along this path. Okay. I can see the mind of the old man. He is sitting with anger, beset with sadness, by sadness. This is strange. I can't see the old man any longer, though I'm pretty sure this is his house. If it isn't going to work, I can follow his memories. Focus, focus. Over there, I think I hear voices from that direction. I look towards the ocean and see no faint light. The ocean. I hear a man's voice mumbling gently. The voice of a young man replies, a little shy, a little playful. A man in his mid-twenties, dressed in a perfectly maintained suit, is talking with a younger woman. It's the two I already saw back in her father's house. The man is sitting close to the girl named Yukiko, with his arm casually wrapped around her shoulders. He has glasses with sparkling silver rims and beautifully styled hair that remains completely in place even beneath the basic sun. His skin is a little pale. He seems open to the kindness he is showing her. Hey, think of it like this. The shadow of the tracks is the world you grew up in. A place filled with the strange, unpleasant memories, all the things that call you back, that you obtain wings, beautiful wings, the wings of talent. Oh please, I wouldn't call myself talented. I tell you the truth. Was there a single soul who didn't place your winning entry in the other exhibit? But even if you have such beautiful wings, they're meaningless if you don't know how to fly. That's what I mean. Yes, once you know how to fly, you can easily leave the dusty old world behind and go to the other side. Cross the oceans, cross the seas, the skies, and live the life you want, Yukiko. My both are already ready to sign off supporting your studies overseas. I'm here to teach you how to fly, that's all. So this girl is a talented artist and the man here is some organization that wants to support her studying overseas. But I'm still worried. Worried about what? What could you ever need to worry about with me here alongside you? I pick up the rest of the situation from the fragments of the conversation. It seems she submitted papers setting her guardian's approval, but by only forging her father's signature. It's more than that though, something deeper. I always had a place in my life pushed into me. That's been the only place I've had. To just fly away from all of that, like you say. This doesn't feel like me at all. She starts to explain everything. Her father suffered a great deal when she was younger. Losing his family in the war and finally got married later than most people. Yukiko was his only daughter. She lost her mother at a young age. My mother always seemed so fragile, like she knew thinking back was somehow aware of the impending end of her life. I have memories of her worrying about her husband and daughter will be able to carry on without her from a mental perspective. I think now that may be because of past memory though, created as I observed my father become more difficult after her passing and become harsher on me. Watching his suffering was harder for me than her death itself. The fear that caring for me was placing another more burden on my father, cast a long shadow on my young heart. No, don't be so poetic. Well, she's a art student, I guess. He said he was sad and she was gone, but didn't seem to be happy at all that I was still alive. When something sad happened and I was crying, my father called out my mother's name, muttering to himself, asking why she was gone. As I became a teenager, my father became harder to handle, even more isolated, and I talked with him less and less. He would get angry and complain with me, fully driven by his own personal feelings. The only person he could truly accept in his heart is all these white walls, my mother. The one person was no longer around here. After school each day, I want to spend as little time in the house with him as possible. I would take my sketchbook to go out to the beach, to the woods, start drawing. I especially love it around here, along this path leading down to the ocean. I might have found some friends to play with, but there's something really, really lonely about me, just like my father. Then one day I drew my mother's face in pencil. That's the piece that wanted to cry. I drew it to escape the place that I was being forced to. So it's strange to be suddenly told that I do have wings, that I can finally be free. The man listens quietly to their story and tells her that she has nothing to be worried about and that everything is going to be fine. After he gone over, I am coming back away on business. We'll see each other again almost immediately. He casually places his hand on her horn. At those words, her expression brightens immeasurably, and she looks up to the man. They spend a minute in silence, then the man speaks again. For today, let's explain the whole story you brought process to your father. Then we have him meet with the board in Tokyo, and after that, you just have to wait for your departure date. All the hassle, all the red tape, all the money, we handle everything. You don't need to worry. The man checks his watch and suggests they get back to the house. They walk away together. I watch them go and see a light beyond them. That same house again. I should go and see what happens next. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think this is gonna end well. I know it doesn't end well. But to see actually it going not well, oh, I'm so. Like this game is sad, man. Why is this game so sad? oh, oh. There's more paper on the veranda. Next to it is what looks like that girl's bag. The paper is a plane ticket, but not yet ripped up. Upon noticing these things, the same kind of scene fills my head, and I saw that I picked up the ripped ticket on the riverbed. Oh, I think, let me guess. The ticket, the other ticket was for father, but this ticket is for the girl. So I think that wants to stay here, doesn't want to go, but the girl ends up going anyway. I think that's the story, right? Okay. Okay, ini the previous scene. You're going overseas without even consulting me? You haven't even graduated high school yet. I can't allow this. What have you done for me as my father? Why do you get to arrogantly force my dreams now? Her words are sharp, as though unleashing all her pent-up disappointment with her father. On the table there are copies of her entry documents for the art school, her plane tickets, and all sorts of material. It's clearly far more than a pipe dream. His daughter finally makes her final proclamation. She's going to Tokyo to meet people with setting up studies. The old man grabs his daughter's hand. Please, at least stay until the anniversary of your mother's death. I acknowledge you to all ahead of me. Where are the thoughts of your mother? You call to everyone, unloved by everyone. Wow. After, right? Yukiko, I think you're being an asshole too. The man. That's when the old man raises his hand. The neighbors rushing at commotion. The daughter grabs her back and dashes out of the house. The man gives a quick bow to the father. The father watches them leave in stunned silence. Alone again, he stands up and takes a sealed letter from the back of the drawer. On the envelope it says, Dear Yukiko, congrats on your graduation, your loving mother. A letter that the daughter of she left away before she passed away. Is this how everything I love must leave me? He looks down at the documents and notices something on the ground. A piece of paper, the ticket for the flight overseas. It seems that she dropped it, and said there's the picture that her daughter drew of her mother. After watching it go, the stingray blows and fades, adding this robot, and then a different scene appears before me. The girl is crying, looking at her hanger with anger sitting in her eyes. Just before her departure, he discovers the pieces of the plane ticket. Why? Why did you do this? She stands up quietly leaves the house. It's time for the train to depart. Can't make the plane now. If she had found about it sooner, if he had a little more knowledge about how to think through the issue. But he doesn't seem to have the capacity for such rational thought at the moment. She's depressed, rejected, and nothing more. Okay. Okay. Oh, Yukiko, all set to head out. I asked my daughter to come see you off, but she's got something else on today. I'm sorry about that. Siapa itu? Who's that? I thought Yukiko was leaving today, but she left the station and ran back towards the house. I can't see her at the station either. Okay, but uh, yeah, I should go back to the house, right? It looks like Yukiko made a call from here, but no one picked up. Whenever she got upset as a child, she used to hide in the bamboo grove next to the temple. Where's the temple? I think it's up there, right? Yeah, this seems to be it. Bamboo grove next to the temple. Uh, So I guess this is not it. Where's the? I need to find the bamboo groove. What is the? Is it here? I guess this is here. Ah, bamboo groove next to the temple. Is it this bamboo groove? Hmm. Oh, is that it? I think I see. Oh, there it is. She's walking toward the oceans, tears flowing down from her cheeks. Ocean. Maybe this is the spot she talked about. She continues to walk forward, unsteady on her feet, maybe she's imagining herself flying on those wings she was promised. In the distance, I see the train turn past the station and start to pick up speed. Yukiko still isn't looking ahead of herself. All she can see is the future that is now lost to her. Nothing more. Before I even realize it, the train is right there. It's approaching at high speed. Everything is smothered by its clattering for one instant of action. Oh no, oh my god. Oh my god. The oncoming train hits her, sending her body flying through the air as though she has really grown up incredible wings. It's strange how beautiful I think she looks in that moment. Are you, are you serious? She probably looks like a, okay, whatever. I don't know if this was born from some self-destructive impulse. But of course, it doesn't have to have wings and compass back to the ground almost at once. That pulls around her. The train carries on. No one aware of what happened. What? Come on. That's ridiculous. The dark world lingers for a long time. Eventually, someone living nearby notices her lying there. People start to panic at once, calling an ambulance. Nurse from the school rushes to the scene. There's no sign of her father in the crowd. I can't believe it. All because her father ripped up her tickets. This is surely isn't what he wanted to happen. So I guess we need to take the ticket next. hiding the ticket. Yeah, I have to imagine. Like this seems like a very isolated town, right? You will have to be pretty far from a hospital. The people from town are gathered around the station. They have seen these faces. I hear the mention of funeral. So she did pass away. That accident killed her. But no, I listened more, and since the man has died, her father has been sick for a long time, but never went to the doctor, and then suddenly collapsed. His daughter survived. Wow. Wow. I'm unable to withstand the pain of this reality and shake my head side to side until the ritual passes away. How did it come to this? The gossiping people and the gossiping faces fade, and the empty of the video appears around me. I realize I still have the plane ticket in my hand. It's the one that fell on the floor when the children were talking in the house. And there it is, the sound of the railroad crossing. Am I meant to say it again? Am I meant to say this sad rule? Skip that out. Thanks for the offer, but no. Oh fuck. Oh. Shut up.
Is this for me?
No.
Okay. Hey, this is from mom. So this is from me. Tokyo?
Okay, that was my brother. He doesn't seem to know that I'm streaming. Okay. With a prayer on her lips, I take the ticket in my hand and place it in the edge of the bench. She looks to the side and finds the ticket that I just put down. Her eyes widen and she reaches out for it. I lost it. I'm sure it was lost. Of course. After telling that to my father one day, I dashed out to the hospital. The ticket must have dropped out of them. This is quite a station, so it's just been sitting this whole time. I found it. Thanks for your help. The old lady smiles happily, taking her hands and telling her to be careful on her travels. She asks if Yukiko will be back in the future. She knows the girl is going to be very far away. No, I doubt it. I probably won't be back until I'm really settled in, but please write. The old lady gives a white chuckle, commenting on there isn't much here, that she probably doesn't want to see her stubborn old father either. It seems to me like she never returned. Her heart is filled with relief, hoping to hope for the start is abroad, the release of escaping from her father. She probably climbs on the deserted train and leaves Hasagiri behind. I have no idea if she shall succeed overseas. She hasn't met up with her father prior to her departure, and she may never get a second chance to repair this relationship. But finally, obtaining her wings, she flies really into the sky. A sky where huge clouds and the deep, merciless, massive blue spreads over her. There are some other ladies standing around in front of the spaceship. Maybe I can hear something about Ikiko's time overseas. A friend in Tokyo happened to tell me one morning. Wow, that man in a suit was around here from that overseas study suit. A friend of mine knows him. She says he's quite the playboy. Every time she sees him, he has a different woman on his arm, apparently. I hear more gossipy voices, someone at the ground, suddenly points. Hey, look over there. It's Yukiko's father. She's walking towards the station with a dazed look on his face. I'm glad he seems to be clinging on this wall, but he doesn't seem to be in top condition. The sickness is probably close to taking him. But he comes up and speaks to them, his voice dry and raspy. She's left, haven't he? Has she? Yes, I told her to go do her best. She started off. That didn't. She's a lonely child, like me. She looks at that empty, quiet platform for a moment and thought herself unsteady feet again. He's rotating backward, looks so sad. In the world before I hit the ticket, she was a terrible father who now crushes daughter's dream. But something nags at me. Crosses the bridge and heads away again. I decide to follow after him. He walked towards the ocean. The old man crosses the tracks and then takes a look around, a little puzzled. Before I change things, this was the spot where his daughter was hit by the train. The old man stares blankly to the air, eyes unfocused, but looking exactly at the space where his daughter was sent flying by the train. Maybe he's momentally being affected by something from another world. Then he snaps back to himself and continues on towards the 6 Jizo statues. The old man stops in front of the Jesus statues. It's like he's looking into some distant world again. I remember the stories behind the 6 Jesus, where people are reborn, they are placed into one of the 6 worlds. It might be the human world, or the hell-like place, or heaven. Whenever someone is born out world, they think that a soul cannot escape the pain and suffering. True, that's very true. I can relate to that, very true. The 6 Jesus are the ones who save the souls from the spectacular pain, with one for each of the 6 possible worlds. I realized he has big hands on what looks like a small pile of stones at the side of statues. It seems to be something he has a close attachment with. He starts to cry softly. Yes, everything has left me. Yukiko had talked about how the father has lost his own parents, his wife, when he was young himself. He met Apple Store Emily. Everyone he loves is moving behind. I can hear maybe right. Maybe he's here, causing this diesel for the state, the fate he has left. Or maybe he's begging for their aid. Then the notes of the wheel were cut out. I'm back in my own empty Matsugiri. I took back the plane ticket from that stubborn and settled man and helped his daughter make his dream come true. Maybe she'll never know about that Swiss blending ways or have a chance for an open and honest discussion with her father. Even so, there has to be a better word than despair for all. I have to believe that. I've said that for a long time. Another failure to return my own world, another failure to find a common memory with the people of Matsugiri. My hands start to feel strange and not being able to the face. They're both semi-transparent. I can see the grass around the ground behind them. I squeeze my eyes tightly closed and I open them to see my hands are back to normal. What's the meaning of this then? It's like my body is fading away. Is this how I will return to my own world? Or if I don't hurry up, I will vanish completely. If I'm going to vanish, so where will I go next? To the light? Or merge into that darkness? I'm back in the heavy, oppressively cold depths of the ocean. I move my hands and left in desperation. I want to return to life. The chaos I create by thrashing around just creates a light for just a moment, but soon it vanishes into the darkness once again. If this hollow, empty around me is just going to swallow everything, what's the point of even resisting? What's the point of craving illumination? What lies beyond my intervention to involve the people of Atsugiri? If I want answers from the heavy, cold depths around me, it doesn't seem like I'm going to get them. Nice. People's voices, the sounds of everyday life, the sounds of things, of cars, I'm cast back to a world where none of this exists. I've seen fragments of the memories of the people of Tsugiri, but I still don't know why I've been sent to this world. Why have I wandered into this world? Why can't I see things that happen in Natsugiri? I consider the possibility that I'm the girl I just saw, or maybe someone else. Look at my body, nothing clicks.
What the fuck is this?
Shut up. Roti.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that fucking thing? What the fuck is that? Ada kamera di sini. Wait for good game.
Okay, that was my brother again. Just the usual annoying me. Nothing too special. At the waterline, there's something bobbing in the ocean, the water. I peer through the glass and see a scrap of paper. I pick up the bottle and struggle for a moment. I seal my terrible suspicion inside this bottle and commit it into the ocean. A terrible suspicion. Yet I still believe that this, like the other subjects I've seen so far, will lead me to sights and events from reality. I turn around. By the pond I see the next light. While barking, the dog shakes the surface of the quiet pond. The kind of teasing voices that all children only use, laughing but mocking. Go it, bite him, outsider. The scary-looking, slobbering brown dog slowly advances. He can't get away. The boy who is about to be attacked looks different, somehow, from these countryside kids. The dog speeds up, crossing the distance more rapidly. Unsure of what even happened, the dog neighbors back to the kids who unleashed it. Everyone turns around to the tattered-looking, unshaven fragment of a middle-aged man. Oh crap, get away for now. It's a werewolf. Run for it. The red man moves over to that remaining boy. He stands up and brushes the dirt. What was that about, kid? Do you know cider sticking out? That's not an easy thing in a place like this. If you got nothing to do, come back to my place. Do you mean the haunted house? Yeah, that's what the kids call it. I got some watermelon, weapon ready for my plot. There's too much for me to eat alone, but everyone said that the poison is poisoned. Huh, you're going to believe the dumb kids. Forget it. Hmm. Where could there be a haunted house? Haunted house, haunted house. Oh, okay, I took the wrong path. The kid who fell over is playing here quietly alone. Okay. A quiet, small white dog is tied up to the front of the cafe. It probably belongs to one of the customers. I went inside to see a few people having an animated discussion. Inside, a middle-aged man is at the counter explaining young woman, the wonderful teacher, who is sitting at the table. Then I realized the man is the principal. She must be a new female teacher. Okay. About how attractive she is, how popular she is. Okay. How gentle and kind, how strict. Also, the praise flies around, but each compliment she just looked down and even more embarrassed and just say, she has a lot to learn. It seems Mrs. Aquino has recently moved into the city to work at the school. With her shaping her personality, she become popular with the kids, but that hasn't got to her head. She has a pile of papers stacked up in front of her and a red marking pen in her hand. I glanced at the paper she's marking in for a moment. Ah, I've seen that handwriting before initially. It looks like the note that I fished out of the bottle. That mysterious note talking about a terrible suspicion. I might just be imagining things. If she is the one who lost that bottle, what will such a Popular teacher have to be suspicious about. Misaki looks over the window, after noticing something outside. I look at the same direction and see the scraggly middle-aged man and city boy from the pond walking along together. Maybe the kid went to share his watermelon after all. These two, everyone else kind of avoids. I have been friends despite their age difference in age. The boy has something else in his own hands. It's not a it's not a million of fruit, but bottles, 2 or 3 bottles that shape. That's the same one that I picked up in the port. I still don't see how this is going to connect together. But something important has to be wrapped up in all of this. A few middle-aged women are standing around talking, their worried expression in their faces. After a heavy moment of silence, these terrible things keep happening. My poor boy is so worried. He's barely eating. And he thinks the only thing he's good at. I didn't know I was doing this for a while, but it's really nasty. Everyone's on edge. Worried they might be next. This is no way to live. Mental bullying is just too much. I wonder what they're talking about. I need to take a look around. To start, that which I thought it was food poisoning. It's summertime. Okay. I guess some sort of sickness, right? If things keep escalating like this, it might just be a person next. Don't even say things like this. It's just someone messing around. If this was intentional, it means someone is using poison, putting it into people's pet food. Oh no. Okay. Oh. Easy for a farmer to find something to use, I guess. Hmm. Why do you think it will be affect dog? It will only affect dogs. Miss Aquino was letting her dog play on the ground on her day off. She took her eyes off for just a moment, and it started convulsing and collapsed. Someone fed it something nasty. If there's anyone living here who would do that, we all know each other. Maybe the work of an outsider. Mrs. Akino's dog was taken to the vet, and thank goodness it survived, but the poor dear was clearly torn for the loop. She's been taking some time off, I heard. The dog ate the food out in front of the confectioner. That's when it started to feel sick in the confectioner. Here's the food in front of the confectioner. I see someone's hand. The hand is putting something in the food. I only see the hand, so I can't tell what the culprit is. Soon the dog starts to eat the food. It's that big brown dog from before. I still don't know exactly what's going on here, but from the fragments I've seen so far, I'm piecing together a big picture. The boy in the scary man has been said had been heading with something towards the school. I should head in that direction too. Oh no. I think I know what this is going to show. I'm back at the school. My ears ring and the scene from the real world appears for me again. I can see someone walking out from the school gate. It's Miss Aquino. She's alone. The school is closed up, but I'm presuming it's just over the weekend, so there's no kids around. Something still seems out of place, however. Miss Aquino rushes to the ground, her feet unsteady. She's muttering something to herself. What did she eat? Did someone do this? She's looking around for something. What's this? A bottle. He has a white powder inside. This looks like sugar. The top is open. City boy is carrying a struggling man. Okay. After marking, maybe she took a dog and came and let it around at the school. She took it as for normal and it felt confusing. She had been too shocked, but then she did come back to try to find out what happened to her dog, which leads her to find the bottle that the boy was carrying. It does seem a bit too coincidental. She might be going to ask what the city boy was going on. I wonder where I can find him. What are you doing here, Miss Aquino? I was just out, I saw you over here. Hey Terajima, do you like living here? Of course not. There's nothing here and the kids are stupid. If my parents didn't want rid of me, I would never come here. What do you mean about your parents? They dumped me. Both of them are some of us new now, so they just passed me off to relatives out here. Wow. Okay. Not that I have anywhere else to go. I see. I heard you transferred into a family to live nearby, so that's the reason. He turns his head to look at the water with an expression asking her not to keep pursuing this. Then she suddenly blurts something else out. Why do you move all the way here that way anyway? You came from close to my you came from close to my old house, right? Did you get this as well? No, that's not what happened. I saw you carrying this. Be honest with me. What did you use it for? What's that? Never seen it before. His eyes are looking all around again. He's trying to cover something up. Honey changes his approach. I know your secret, Teach. Now it's Miss Aquino's turn to give a sudden surprise. Her face actually turns pale. What? How? The school I was at is close to your old school, right? So I heard all about it. Don't ask any more questions about those bottles, and I leave your secret alone too. Turejima runs away. Miss Aquino drops the bottle listlessly into the ground. She vanished from my sight, to be replaced by the sound of ambulance sirens in the distance. They're coming from the school. children are crying, and the adults have hard concern on their faces. Something terrible seems to have happened. I see Miss Aquino too. She's trying to direct the chaos, speaking to the seriously ill kids, gently consoling those who are sleeping in tears. After the ambulance with the serious cases are gone, Miss Aquino clasped her hands firmly, almost like she's praying. Oh, if only I've taken the bottle to the principal. None of this will have happened. Only that is just what she's thinking, ringing inside my head. Does that mean that Terajima caused all of this? I remember the gossipy voice I heard, saying it might startle animals, can progress to people. Then I hear a dog barking. It's a small white dog jumping at the door, trying to get Miss Aquino to follow it towards the shrine. It did something bad, clearly, but it seems to have recovered. After the dog, Miss Aquino starts up the stone steps, leading to the shrine. Inside the shrine grounds, there's a boy and a middle-aged man sitting on a bench, looking out over the Tsugiri, the boy Terajima. Misakina approaches them timidly from behind them. From here, they must see everything happening below. What are you doing here? You saw the commotion below, right? Both of them keep their backs to her, meaning she can't see their faces. Even though she's scared, perhaps her sense of duty as a teacher makes her press the point. Tell me the truth. Was this you? What do you do? Stop it with all this needless suspicion, Miss Aquino. His voice been through a lot. His short life has nevertheless been filled with sadness. There's nothing worse than being suspected of something without any real proof. Maybe you've even experienced something like that yourself, Miss Aquino. Hiroshima turns around and glares at Miss Aquino. Whatever are you talking about? What do you know? It has to be related to the secret that Miss Aquino has been keeping. She shakes her head from left to right, creeping slowly backward. Please, stop. I don't want... Oh no. But she continues to back away, her face pale. I saw in the group some kind of possession. Oh no. Oh, my speed is starting to slow. Okay, with a scream, she tumbles down forward. I snap back to myself. The scene of all three of them vanishes, and I'm back in the emptiness again. The child under suspicion and the scribbly man. Miss Aquino, shocked at the possibility of some terrible secret coming out, proceeded to fall down the stone steps. Something has gone wrong here too. Something out of place, something twisted. That has led to another tragedy. I need to change something in order to save everyone from this situation. I hear the sound of the railway crossing again. This time I was almost expecting it. I need to take the train and change the world. But did I have something? I thought I didn't have anything. Did I pick up the bottle already? I don't think so, right? I don't know. Yeah, so Okay, let's just skip it. I'm actually kind of interested in what story is saying today, but I don't know. I decided to take the bottle and head to the pond. That was where Terajima threatened with Akino without telling her secret to everyone, and that the fear of that eventually led her cast the bottle to the ocean. I need to see what my trend really changed in this world. Okay. I should have had the pond again. Okay. Miss Aquino is threatened by the boy again. She drops the bottle. I take a moment to remove the bottle in my hands with my own thoughts. Please don't leave this alone. Be brave. Go and talk to the hospital, to the principal. Now place the bottle in my hands over the one down on the ground. The two bottles appear to blend and merge together. Miss Aquino is still shocked, but there's new resolve on her face too. She picks up the bottle and heads toward the school. This might change something. I need to decide to go to school as well. Miss Aquino shows the bottle to the principal with a worried look on her face. The principal looks at the bottle for a moment, then dabs his little finger inside and licks it, before giving a laid-back laugh. Ah, Miss Aquino. Upon closer inspection, this is boric acid. We use it to exterminate insects and in science class too. There's no label. I actually saw a bottle like this on the ground, close to the break room. I thought it was sugar or something like that, so I put it next to the kettle. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. We better go take that away at once. If it gets left there, won't see times comes on Monday when kids might open it. Okay. The principal chuckled softly at the thought. I still don't know why a bottle of boric acid was lying on the ground, but the principal mistakenly pressing it on the break room was likely the direct cause of all those ambulances showing up. I heard your dog and something nasty too, yet she did. Boric acid, you said? And Peter said. She places her hand on the chest, looking relief. As Miss Aquino moves to leave when the principal speaks again. One thing, Miss Aquino, about you setting you up with my nephew, I don't know how it started. Have you heard the rumors going around the children, students? Miss Aquino stops still, and when he is done, she doesn't run, and practically runs away. In the world where she kept the secret about the bottle, these rumors didn't seem to have spread. Huh. Okay. This is a very unique. Not, I don't know, unique, but the story is pretty good, man. Miss Aquino is sitting on the grimy concrete on the pod, unconcerned about getting her clothing dirty. Then the straggly man shows up. Hey Teach, not planning on tossing yourself here, man, are you? Miss Akina comes back, her face is wet, puffy from crying. So you lost your place in the city, and you know you lost your place here too. Losing your place isn't anything to worry about. It happens to everyone. Terajima kid is suffering the same, just as you. He became scared of losing his places here in Natsugiri too, so he's been going off the place a bit little. That's spreading around stories about someone's past. You told him for a longer listening to the waves. You don't understand, I'm a sinful person. This is far more about than just losing my place in this world. She had a fiancé, someone chosen for her by her parents. He was a big spender, much older than her, and always out of town with other women. He wasn't a good prospect for her, but not by any means. She had hated being forced into it, but her parents were strict and had no ears for her concern. After amid of this, she fell in love with a gentle friend, a friend from her childhood. But there was something else. She was already married, another loveless marriage. She was a teacher, and promised to another. Yet she became pregnant with her dear friend's child. But when her parents found out, they were enraged. Her fiancé treated her as a betrayal as well, and it made him mentally ill. This started to become difficult for her. When for her parents, with everyone else blaming me, she left work, took a few years off, then came to Natsugiri to start over at this contest at school. She wasn't going to make another mistake. She had to live a proper life, a beautiful, pure life in order to eradicate the sense of her past. The man eventually opened his heart once more. Sakurajima kid, do you hear? His mom is taking his bag. Good news, huh? She is? The guy she's marrying is a decent fellow. He's willing to take her son, man. They came to swim together and the kid likes the guy too. Sometimes he swings works out, huh? Wow, I'm happy to hear that. She's not a bad kid. I thought we were bad about going things. She's awkward, but hardworking. Sometimes he will come down to my place with injuries on arms and legs. The other kids and their dogs keep picking on him. He said he wants something to grow for himself at his own house, so I gave him some seeds, fertilizers, insecticide. He did make an offhand comment about maybe that dog eating some of the boric acid by mistake. I didn't think much of it at the time, but the dog actually got sick. I asked him what he's doing and scolded him about it. He was really repentant, crying, apologizing, saying he won't do it again. Which means what happened to my dog. We were eating watermelon on the school grounds when his mother and new father showed up. He dashed over them, leaving all these things behind. I think your dog happened on the bottle he left behind and licked it by mistake. Tragedy is one its place. I want to do the same, find my place here. The surrounds are lovely and the people seem to be nicer than I thought. Okay, whatever makes you happy. If you want some watermelon, you can drop by any time. I'm going to leftovers now that the kid won't be around. The world vanishes around me. I'm back in a lonely emptiness of Kiri. But I'm happy that Miss Aquino made the decision to remain here. Hmm. Okay, I think this is the first time the story that ended with an actually kinda happy ending. The other ones were like kinda, I don't know, neutral, I guess. The ferry is finally being cancelled. It's all about trains and cars now. I can see something in the direction of the temple. A battered letter arrived from somewhere overseas. Some scholar is coming from a big university to investigate the burial mound. Burial mound. The president of the department store has gone completely senile, hasn't he? I know. All he ever says is what a disappointment his son is, and how he shouldn't bother coming back. His daughter has taken over the company. Surely he could forgive his son, huh? There are so many empty houses in the village. I see something shining on the ground. It looks like a gemstone, but it has a strange shape. There's a hole through it, and it has a shape like a curved water droplet. I look intently for a moment, and it's like some kind of magic is drawing me in. This might be a magatama, a sacred jewel. The door to the temple opened. A monk comes up, and 10 others from a neighborhood around him, all chatting as they go. The smell of incense mixes with the smell of summer grass from the general atmosphere. Doesn't feel like a funeral. I hear one of them speaking. It has been a while since anyone lived in that house. 5 years, I think. Like around the time my son was born. Now here's a cheesy little Starbucks. Time flies. Should we be doing something about it? Getting together and tearing it down, maybe? It's getting pretty run down. The other all voiced their general agreement and fall silent. One person speaking up has made everyone take another look at something they have been thinking about. The whole family died in the war. If that's not bad luck, I don't know what to call it. They stopped looking at the puddle of the ground, falling silent. Then some kids came running from the direction of the station. Everyone seemed to be happy that something has broke the silence, and they all turned to that direction. A pile of mops, a pile of dusters. They have semi-serious, semi-mocking looks on their face. They rush over, obviously coming looking for some adults. They stopped in front of them, breathing hard. Someone strange got off the train. He was sitting without moving on a bench in the station. He smelled really bad. He had a long beard and wasn't speaking. The kids watched from a distance and he spotted them, stood up and walked toward the beach. Was he going for the swim? Or he was going to live there? Come with us, get rid of him. The adults can't very well at this time. Hearing that a strange man has appeared, they decided to go with the kids and head for the beach. And then they decided to join them. Okay. If this person is me, then I will be mildly shocked. They sat in the beach, right? Atau gimana ya? Okay, I need to follow the white. Oh, very. Yeah, like I said, the story isn't being told in a good way. Uh, but the story itself is interesting. This way. It's someone you never seen before. What happens if the criminal? Then film a man was sitting on a damn beach, flashlights out and concerned about getting this floating dirty. And all famous his clothing was already pretty dirty. There are stains on his trousers, stuffed in different tails too. I can see what the children call him a pile of mops. I circle around in front of him and look at his face. His face is covered by wild beard, it doesn't look at all. For a moment I saw a being on inside, I seen the same light in his eyes as the Magatama I picked up. The adults approaching quietly. Aritachi, is that you? What is he, a ghost? Go, get the little dots, tell them that Aritachi is home. The others look at Aritachi, seemingly unable to believe it. Surrounding the man in tattered clothing. Hey, speak to us, it's been 5 years, longer since you went to war. Everyone thought you were dead. You had a funeral, closed at your estate, you never thought you come back after all this time. What happened to you? Tell us, please. The man doesn't respond, he just quietly looking over the ocean. Did you hear what happened to your parents, your brother? They went to the city together and caught in an air raid. Everyone in Atsubiri was waiting, hoping that you and Masaki will come by. Your house is still standing, but it's pretty run down by now. Hearing out that all his family are dead, Aritachi slowly turns his head and looks at the man who's talking. His eyes are upset or surprised, they're steeped in deep despair. It's like a jolt of pure terror. The man finally opens his mouth. It's so hot, and the grin is so rich it dazzles my eyes. He lost with the whole family. I finally made it home. A considerable time after the end of the war. After a pause, Aritachi asked some more. I was here for years, in a place so cold even grass only grows red because time in the summer. That's what he says, or should I fact. A moment later, the sound of those same waves is mixed with the sound of a car engine drawing closer. I look toward the station to see a black car approaching. It crosses the railway crossing and stops in front of the beach. The back door opens and a woman comes out, wearing a long skirt with an elegant feather hat on her head. It's the other daughter of the Bottoman president. Watch out! She's the president now. She rushed. She rushed in front of him, sinking to her knees in the sand to put her high level on his own. My brother, Masaki. What happened to Masaki? Aritachi looks back at her with those same deep yet emotionless eyes, staying silent for a moment. The way he slept on over and over, filling the gap between them. He died. The woman's eyes open just a little wider, her lips tremble, but she keeps control, and her voice is measured and even as she replies. I see. Do you have anything of this at all? No chance of that. She was stripped by the enemy soldiers and buried. I have everything. His voice is deep, his voice brief, reverberating low like the wind of the ocean. She doesn't even blink, shaking her head from side to side a few times and quietly stands up. She doesn't pay any heed to the sand underneath. Gives a quick bow and heads for the car. The dust kick by the farther dances in the air. There's something wrong with him. He's been on the beach all the time since he came back to talk about his everyone. It's pretty creepy. Did you do it? Did you kill Masaki? Or did you come back together? It's a woman's voice again, from a very different woman from before. Younger voice than the woman from the car with the famous country. I looked to a very small woman, tight-lipped, looking intently at the man. Aritachi is sitting in the same place as before, looking at the ocean. His clothing is new, all fixed up, and his beard has gone too. There is no sign of the people who surrounded him before. The scene must be at least a few days after the last one, yet she is sitting on the beach all alone. He also doesn't reply to the man's accusations. Did you kill him? Is that why you returned alone? The voice is shaking. His Masaki fellow who left Nasagiri with Aritachi, and neither of them came back. I have a letter. It suddenly arrived about 1 year ago. It looked like she read it from a lot in the time it arrived. Dear Kazuko, I'm sure this sudden letter is a surprise. It's been 4 years since I sent you my last letter from Natsugiri. After that, like so many other young people, I headed out to war. So the fighting is long finished, I find myself trapped in this frozen outland, wishing to get home, thinking only of you. During days ticking by, I learned that my fellow prisoners are planning an escape, and that has brought me to ask this letter to be smuggled out to you. I pray that it reaches you safely. The woman reading the letter must be called Kazuko. After the letters from him dried up, he probably started to think he was dead. He survived the front lines, but enemy method and not a prisoner anyway. I know this is so sudden, but I saw ended up here with man Aritachi. We grew up together. I never expected to meet him again at the end of the world. At first, we enjoyed moving together back home. But as the months pass here, and the years, everyone has been pushed closer to the edge. I think he is going to try and take my life. If anything should happen to me. I look at his face and my own awareness twists for a moment. My ears ring, but the world blurs and the ground starts to roll like ocean waves. My head is spinning, but something's come back to me. The one who wrote this letter was Masaki? It sounds like a name I have heard recently. A fighter head buzzing in the distance, that's right. The name of the brother of that woman from the car. The man is front of me, his name was, but no, I can't recall. Everything is slipping away. I shake my head. The man in front of me settles his gaze with a small shore on the beach. If you spend too long around me, the cops will take notice. They keep an eye on everyone who returned from that hell and anyone involved with them. I don't care. They won't find anything untoward about me. I just want to know the truth about Masaki. The man thinks for a moment. If you insist then, I tell you everything I saw. Come to my house tonight. If you can even bring your sister with you if you like. The man points toward the house. His house is the farm in the distance with a large storehouse patch. You don't want to visit a man home, especially not in a haunted house, but that's the only place I'll do it. If you don't like it, then show up. The haunted house. Okay. Very well. I will call on you later. Yang ini kan? Ini ya? This is it, right? Atau aku perlu cari yang lain lagi? I can't find the white light. I'm lost. Wait, ini bukannya isn't this the same house as the... Okay. Logs are crackling in the fire pit, emitting warm light. Stepping away from the light source immediately plunges the vicinity into darkness. There are three people positioned around the flames. The two women are sitting properly, waiting for the man to stop talking. The man uses a poker to touch the logs, causing the sparks to dance up into the air. I have nothing, emptiness, only colors fill me. These warm colors are wonderful. It doesn't matter if I'm here at home or in a frozen hell, nothing much changes. The warmth of the fire, the deep beauty of the nature, maybe those are the only difference. He goes on, I never had a much loving family to come back to anyway. My parents were clearly failures but clung to their pride. I guess that's as my older brother. I think Masaki felt the same way about this. What do you think? This wasn't exactly the rom home that you long to get back to, now was it? I have no idea what you're talking about. Masaki told you everything, didn't he? That's what it sounded from me, from the way he described you. But where do you stand in this? Uh, there had to be some complicated feelings down there which had held her tongue for a moment. The fire that was dying down. He explained that Masaki always seemed a little unstable. He was also concerned with whether those running were really his allies, if they will side with him no matter what. He was quite blatant in his attempts to get into the good books of not only the prisoners' former commanders, but even from the guys from the other side. And as a result, a lot of people didn't really care from him. He purchased people's iron jealousy and was beaten when messed with. I understood that all this was a result from an inferiority complex and a stability complex twisting inside him. I liked the guy, I did. When we first united on a short summer night, we lay in the grass and looked up the stars and stared stories of homes and memories of our childhoods. He talked about one woman he had been trading letters with, but how she was long married now by now. What what it felt to be treated as a person, to be helped by others and to feel loved, and how being here made you forget all that. He said all that with a deep and slow voice. I could instantly tell this was the sadness that lay at the deepest part of his being. It didn't matter if he was seemingly in a seemingly peaceful home, our base nature was unchanged. It didn't seem possible. But our tragic nature resonated together. The fire in the pit is now glowing red embers. The world sinks into even deeper darkness. Maybe his memory is scattered, confused, or maybe he just doesn't care to put anything in order because he gradually expands from his memories of Masaki to his general events that happened in the camp. How that sparkling summer sky or the plains, that slice of brief summer stayed with him. Everyone lost weight, thinned by the circumstances. Resentment festered and with betrayal and informing on each other becomes standard practice. And how involved Masaki with all of that. The good guys, the gentle ones, the ones without ego, this was the place that she would done first. It was a place to drive you mad, many said. One day, Masaki planned an escape. He used information gathered from the guards to piece together the watch positions and even the terrain around the camp. He told some others that in spring there might be a chance to escape. If we could shake off pursuit for 2 days heading west, we might reach a small village. If they could provide some food, we could hop into an eastbound train and make our escape. I was among them myself, so I thought he trusted me. And I trusted him too, but for whatever reason, he didn't take part in the escape himself. Maybe he wanted us to sacrifice ourselves first and see what happened, whether the gods noticed. But the small woman looked at the envelope clutching her hands. He must have sent that letter out with one of those who have managed to escape. I had no energy to left myself, and I didn't really want to get home, so I refused to take part. Maybe my refusal is why he became suspicious of me. I can't be sure about anything with him. Anyway, the few who did escape did so without notice. It seemed they had made it far away. We had no way of knowing if they had safely made it home, but their escape was still a big help mentally. The long dark winters soon arrived. Everyone got weaker. Then the ice melted again, with the breath of spring returning to make our hearts ache. He said he wanted to run again. He said he was going this time too. He invited me to go along. I could hardly find the energy. I was exhausted, truly in my body and soul. The betrayal, the depth, the absence of trust, the absence of hope. I lost everything, had nothing left behind. If my own joy was to feel the beauty of the sky and the plants, then what did it matter if I died and became one of the earth? That was how I started to think. My eyes are long adjusted to the darkness when I can still hardly see anything. But the woman remained in place, not moving. But he kept saying, visit the grave of Tugin and Natsugiri. I decided to run with him. I sure. Huh? I've been listening to his long tape of repetition in some kind of reverie, but now I snap back myself. I can't make out what he's saying. The words are twisted and warped. I strain my ears. His lips are barely moving. He's staring into space, with a vacant look on his face, as though even he has forgot what he's talking about. The two women sitting around him are still time stopped too, expressionless. The last of the wood in the fire pit is burning away, giving off a final popping firework as it vanishes. The magatama in my hands glows with a strange light as it reflects that final explosion. In the end though, I had no reason to go back. He wanted me to join, but I didn't go. I had no reason to try and get back home. So I did not decided to take part in the escape. He didn't look happy about that. The next morning, there was commotion among guards. Those who tried to escape had been captured and dragged back to be lined up in front of the barracks. This time they had been stopped. Masaki was the only one reacting differently. He was looking around, desperation in his eyes, but no one paid any attention to him. They raised their guns and opened fire. Masaki has been working with our captors. He had lured the people he didn't like to trying to escape, then had the soldiers waiting in ambush to take him out. For his aid in luring out these bad elements, he had been hoping to get some kind of reward from the gods. But the enemy had changed their mind. Masaki has been captured too. We were made to bury the bodies. When I shoved it into him, I got a glimpse of his face. He looked peaceful. His final few years has been an endless cycle of suspicion, thinking constantly about who to trust, who to betray, and who might betray him. But his face in death did not look exhausted or sad. It felt like he had been freed from the suffering of mortal life, and now peacefully became with these beautiful flowers. In the same day, a huge arc of cloud reached across the sky. A single glittering bar of cloud. To me, it looked like a pathway to the sky, taking the souls from the departed way to the east. About 1 month after the escape, we were suddenly told that we were being released. It was a long and hard journey, by train and by boat. I returned to my homeland, and nothing much left for me. There's no one here I expected to see, and all that remains for my life is to consider how I lost everything. That's it. That's everything. If you don't want to believe it, go ahead. If not, don't. There's no proof either way. You can believe whatever you need to satisfy yourself. No one wants to see someone who has been forgotten, someone who vanished, or someone who died. Ah, my head is throbbing. Is that mine? The mangatama in my hand starts to glow. I can see something. What is it? Something is glowing in the dark night. I feel something wrong, something hostile, mixing together. I need to find my next clue. Sounds like he failed the exam. Hardly a bright future for him. There were loads of expensive cars stopped at Masaki's house in town. I wonder what's going on. Where should I be looking? It's even hotter and stickier than normal today, isn't it? They really know how to throw a graduation party. I give them that. If you feel like you lost something important, but don't even know what it is, should we search for it? Another vision from the real world. And it doesn't sound like I have closed my eyes. None of the children are playing outside. A black car stops at the side of the road. A young girl climbs out. She's towards where a young man is standing. Excuse me, hello, aren't you Aritachi, my brother's Masaki's friend? Yes, I'm sorry. Not sure what I'm doing here. My apologies. I think this hit is melting my head. Is this about Masaki? Yes, we can't find him. Today is a very important day for our family. He understands that. He has to. Why is he acting like this? I just can't understand him sometimes. I know you get along well with my brother. I wondered if you know where to find him. Sure. Maybe let's get a cold drink at the cafe at the day like today. If I find him, I shall then head right home. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry for asking you to help and running off. Please tell him to come back as quickly as possible. I see Ritachi walk off towards the cafe. Okay. The cafe is closed, but there's someone around the back. Yes, Masaki came today. He had his usual, just like always. Okay. I have a feeling that Aditashi is going to be the second boy who didn't drown. Who tried to save the Masaki. So that's the spinning off story. Okay. This left recovery. Beautiful green stone. Aritachi serves the bank for a while. A pocket watch. From what's nearby. Is it this farmhouse? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh, my. That's the watch belonging to that department store boy. Yes, I saw him. He was there not long ago. Maybe he was looking for that watch. The call of cicadas get louder and louder. At the top, I see Masaki ahead. I wonder what he's doing. Okay. I've seen someone looking like that before. I thought he had been standing just like it when I saw him on this day, snapping back to himself when someone finally spoke to him. Hey, what are you doing? Your sister is looking for you. The light finally returns to his eyes as though he's coming back to himself. At the same time, anger spreads across his face. Hey, what do you mean? You're the one who asked me to help you find Reiko. That's right. Today's the day I have to meet with my business partner, but I'm happy with you. Calm down. What are you talking about? Reiko wasn't gone anywhere. I'm going to the bookstore to keep a book. Can't you with me and see for yourself? Stop joking around. You're the one who came to me. Forget that. You need to get back to your father. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm there or not. That's why I thought you were a good excuse to get out of there. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like they are having the same conversation. Masaki didn't just vanish or run away from his father. He was looking for this girl called Reiko. And he claimed that Aritachi is the one who asked him to do so. But Aritachi doesn't only say never asked such a thing, but also that Reiko isn't even missing. Okay. Hey Reiko, it's strangely cold outside, and the smell of the old books and age-old building create a mysterious area split from the rest of the world. I absolutely love this feeling. That's why I'm so happy to have been born as the daughter of a bookstore owner. One of the customers is Aditachi. That makes me happy, but I still don't want to toss it in my face. I try to keep my cool. Hello, you two. It's hot today, isn't it? The sunlight feels so strong. I heard you found the book I requested. Do I get it? Yes, of course, it's here. My dad put in the time to finding that one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Now there are only three people in the store. The owner, Aritachi, and Masaki. The air inside the store suddenly feels hollow, as though something important has been removed. The sunlight from outside is still burning in. Hey, Aritachi, is this the book you wanted? Research into the Nasagiri burial mound. This wasn't easy to find, but a scholar came here during the Meiji period. Hmm. I'm sorry for the trouble. Thank you for making the effort. No worries, I don't have any kids. So books are like my children. Aritachi faced him from the book. Although I wouldn't say no to having a kid daughter that will help me run this place. Just something that I was thinking about. They say a princess from ancient times is buried in that mound. Apparently, the shrine here was built to worship the white cat and black cat that serve as her protective deities. Your own love for searching through the book is because it's in ancient Magatama. Hmm. There's a white cat. The white cat moves from this main street away from the back. Then I notice another cat. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. The stories. Why is it so interesting? I finished multiple times to save you. What? Nighttime! Oh. Oh yeah, floating lanterns. I hear man's voice. This is a mantle for my father and the departed princess. You shall place them here and create the temple. Forgive me, both of you, for slaying us here in this place so far from my unsettled lands. Please forgive me. We shall build a temple. We have been the toast, and the workers will do what we can. Longest Memorial. The ball of light turns to the left and heads away from the mountain path. Okay, mountain path. That's right, there's nothing. Nothing compared to having lost everything, starting through those mountains. Then I see people, dozens of them. This isn't a contemporary vision, maybe it is connected to how the lantern event got it started. It's like I'm looking down on them from a slightly floaty position. They can see me, they know I'm there. I can see the expressions on their faces, their bodies are exhausted, their feet are bleeding. But it's like it's been a while since after any temporary but such injuries so to take a break. An old lady falls over. She raises her arms and tries to grab the sleeves of the blessing man. The man is young and small, however, and apologizes before looking away. Wow, what is this? No one stops to help her. She's being left behind by the exhausted group. That means this kind of thing isn't the first time. Isn't the first time. They simply continue to walk. That's what it looks like. What? Seijun has been killed? Lord Aritachi, please compose yourself. The clattering of armor, the light of candles. I'm seeing a scene from long ago. Aritachi. That name has a nostalgic ring to it. We have been fighting for decades. Having the ball Seigun on our side was perhaps the last thing supporting our morale. A young woman is sitting alone. In comes the master of the castle, Aritachi. As the elevator ever see, okay. So yeah, I think this is like a generational thing, right? Yeah, I think yeah, Aritachi is like reading books, I guess. Okay. Yes, just like you, my lord Aritachi. Is it strange for a woman like me to read so much? But I have a strong feeling the conflict will end soon. Once that happens, we need more remaining than but sadness. I need to plan something beautiful inside myself. What are the points of this, man? You are of noble blood. It is not unlikely you will allow to dress the common folk so casually. Why ever not, though? To change the world, indeed. When you first came to me, it was on a night with a beautiful moon like this to start with. I didn't even want to meet you. Sejin has been long an ally to my father, to hear of his daughter of such an important man, and she was to be married to me? Just this kind of scheme my father will think up. I thought on myself nothing but relief until you actually arrived. The princess has sensed something in the manner. Lord Aritachi, you have to come to tell me something, have you not? The father is gone. I'm told it was a brave and fitting end. I see. And what will you do next? Continue to fight. But is it what you really want to do? Please, may I be alone for a while? Okay. No, I see a skin from a different room. Since our Lord made me betrayal from our former last and fell, leaving young Itachi to take up his seat, it is a fact that the presence of Lord Seijin has fought much support from our men. Lord Itachi, I have one important request. Wow. This story is getting insane, man. Like, seriously. Oh. Hmm. Oh no. Hmm. Okay. I think I get where the story is coming to. Nice. Wow. 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 That's a pretty awesome story. Okay. So yeah, I guess I was Aritachi, right? So yeah, wow. So yeah, wow. Can't believe that. What a what a what a what a. Okay, I think that's all for now. I'm tired. Thank you, and see you later.